Botswana should not be a success story. It's landlocked, mostly covered by the Kalahari Desert, and in 1966, it was one of the poorest countries on earth. No roads, no industry, almost no graduates. So how did this country, with almost nothing, quietly become one of Africa's most stable and successful nations? This is the story of Botswana. When Botswana gained independence from Britain in 1966, it wasn't just poor, it was exposed. It was surrounded by hostile regimes, apartheid South Africa, and Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe. There were only about 12 kilometers of paved roads. Think about that. A whole country with barely a road network. Most people lived in rural areas. The economy was dependent on cattle. There was no clear path forward. And if you look at history, this is usually where things go wrong. Countries in this position often fall into corruption, dictatorship, or conflict. But Botswana didn't. At the center of this story is Seretse Khama. He had power, he had influence, and he had a choice. He could build a system around himself, like many leaders at the time, or he could build institutions that would outlast him. He chose the second. Botswana held democratic elections. Power was not centralized. Decisions were debated. And this wasn't entirely new. This was already a traditional system called Gotla system, where leaders consulted openly with the people. So democracy didn't feel important. It felt familiar. Then everything changed. Diamonds were discovered. Now this is usually the moment where countries collapse. There's even a term for it, the resource curse. When countries find valuable resources, they often become more corrupt, not less. But Botswana did something different. They partnered with De Beers, forming a joint venture that ensured the country actually benefited. And instead of leaders taking the money, the government invested it into roads, into schools, into hospitals. They saved when times were good. They avoided massive debt. No shortcuts, no reckless spending, just steady, disciplined growth. Over the next few decades, Botswana transformed from one of the poorest nations in the world to an upper middle income country. Stable democracy, low corruption compared to many peers, consistent economic growth. It's not perfect. Inequality still exists, and the country relies heavily on diamonds. But compared to where it started, the difference is staggering. Botswana's success isn't loud. There's no dramatic revolution, no viral moment, just quiet decisions made consistently over time. While the world was distracted, Botswana was building. And maybe that's the lesson. Not every success story is explosive. Some are built slowly, carefully, by choosing discipline over and over again. And that's the story, not of luck, but discipline.